Hey Bead Geeks! This week I'm going to teach you how to make a really simple pair of earrings that you can dangle on a chain or hang straight off of a post earring. To get started, you're going to need two 6mm round beads. Now they can be fire polished or crystals like I'm using here. You're going to need 16 4mm bicones. You're going to need some size 11 delicates or regular seed beads. You're going to need a small piece of chain. I used about 9 links here on my chain, and I've got 2 pieces. You're also going to need a needle with about a yard of thread on it to get started. Now, what you'll want to do is to start off on your needle, you'll want to thread on 2 seed beads, your round or fire polish bead, 2 seed beads, a bicone bead, a seed bead, and a bicone bead. Now, you'll want to drop those beads down, and I'm just going to leave myself just a little bit of a tail, because all you're going to be using that tail to do is to tie your tail and your working thread together. So I'm going to tie, being sure not to get the seed beads caught inside my knot there, and I'm going to do one more knot. Now, I'm going to hold the tail in my hand, and I'm going to take my needle, and I'm going to come through the 2 seed beads and then down through the round or fire polish bead. I'm then going to pick up 2 seed beads, a bicone, a seed bead, a bicone, and 2 seed beads. Once I have this picked up, my thread's coming out of the bottom of my round bead, so I'm going to take my needle and I'm going to come straight down through the round bead so that I'm coming out the same exact spot. So now you should have 2 loops on each side of your round bead. I'm now going to go back through the beads that I just added in this step, and I'm going to exit the seed bead after the bicone. I'm not going through both of them, just the seed bead after the bicone, that first one. Now, once you do that, then you're ready to start your actual top part where we're connected to the chain. So I'm going to pick up a bicone, 2 seed beads, and I'm going to go ahead and let these drop all the way down. Now I'm going to pick up the very end link of my piece of chain, and I'm going to take my needle and I'm going to come back down just that top seed bead, that second one that I added. I'm going to pull. Then I'm going to pick up a seed bead and a bicone, and I'm going to take my needle and I'm going to come to the other side here, and I'm going to go through the seed bead before the bicone, the seed bead, the bicone, and the seed bead, so that I will be exiting the seed bead after the bicone. Now, when I do this, you want to make sure that you don't get any of your chain caught here. There we go. And again, I'm going to exit the seed bead after that second bicone there, so that it will look as so. At this point, I'm going to pick up a bicone, a seed bead, and a bicone. I'm coming out of the seed bead after the bicone on this side, So I'm going to come to the seed bead before the bicone on the opposite side, and I'm going to go up through that way. Now what that does is it adds my little bottom part here. So now I'm going to stitch all the way around to be coming back out of that little seed bead there at the bottom. Which means I'm just going to take my needle and just stitch through my beads on the outer perimeter. Now this is a good time to go ahead when I stitch through the outer perimeter and reinforce my little part up here with the chain. And again, when you do it, you want to make sure that you don't get any thread caught on the chain. If you do, just be really careful getting it out. All we're doing is just stitching through to get down to that very bottom seed bead. Once I'm coming out of the bottom seed bead, the way we're looking at it, my thread is coming out of the top of the seed bead. So I'm going to pick up 3 seed beads and I'm going to come straight back up through that seed bead so that I'm exiting the same exact way. Pull it, and now that gives you your little loop of seed beads here at the bottom. So all I have to do now is stitch this little tail thread, or my working thread, to make my tail thread, tie it together, cut my trim my tails, add my ear hooks, and now I have a beautiful pair of simple beaded earrings. These are not my original design, but the author is unknown. Hope you enjoyed this video, and be sure to stay tuned for next week's Try It Tuesday video.